Welcome to Bad Gear, the show about the world's most hated audio tools. In a time of countless new gear announcements, it has become difficult to differentiate real future products from flashy vaporware and contraptions that are based on questionable Photoshop skills and the criminal energy of an internet troll. Today we are going to talk about the Novation Circuit Mono Station. This 2017 paraphonic synth and sequencer looks like something I would have cobbled together on a Thursday night, desperately looking for the final punchline of a Bad Gear episode. Just take the pad of an OG circuit, add a seemingly random collection of base station 2 controls and ignore basic rules of proportion. However, unlike my timeless design masterpieces like the Uno Brute, the Roland JU8AAEX and, of course, the Korg Walker Cowbell, this analog Frankenstein,
that's Frankenstein,
actually made it to the market. At the first glance, the Mono Station seems like it was designed for one thing and one thing only: ticking boxes. Trademark analog synth engine with a respectable amount of hands-on controls, a surprisingly useful Las Vegas-worthy light show, powerful sequencer, and the modular crowd will appreciate the CV and gate connectivity. 2 oscillators can be used as, well, 2 oscillators of a voice, or independent voices sharing all other parts of the synth engine. You can add noise and a sub-oscillator that will follow oscillator 1, and bypass the filter for noise and oscillator 2. There's oscillator sync, and ring modulation even got its own mixer channel. The rest of the synth engine seems like a stripped-down version of the Base Station 2, a filter reminiscent of the classic mode, with juicy overdrive. Post-filter distortion tends to sound a bit fizzy. There's only one envelope and LFO, but the modulation matrix is super versatile given its minimalist controls. It allows for PWM, and I appreciate the dedicated sequencer lane for modulation. Speaking of the sequencer, Novation put a lot of work into refining the OG circuit, and operation of the Mono Station is similarly smooth. The main sequencer track triggering oscillator 1 is based on 16 patterns with a maximum length of 16 steps each, and if it wasn't for the maximum note length of 16 steps, chaining patterns would feel like working with one very long pattern. This main sequencer is assisted by a sequencer lane for oscillator 2 and the aforementioned modulation track with only 8 bars each. Programming velocity and note length looks flashy and works great. Parameters of the analog synth section can be stored to patches, and quite similar to the OG circuit's sample flip, you can link a patch to each step. I wasn't able to fully emulate an Electron-style parameter lock workflow. Sessions containing all these sequencer data and sound parameter variations can be recalled, either quantized or unquantized without any hiccups. CV and gate outputs are hard patched to sequencer 1, and there's an aux CV out you can freely address. Given the nature of the instrument and lack of FX section, I'm okay with a mono output external signal signals can be used as an additional oscillator source, and I know I'm an old man yelling at mini-jack MIDI connectors. Some of the initial flaws were ironed out in firmware updates, which is much appreciated. The mono station was announced at around $500 Euro pound, and it seems like the unit didn't sell so well, as the last brand new units were available for $275. That might have been a worthwhile investment. The circuit mono station is an interesting mix of tried and tested technologies from a renowned synth manufacturer. Why didn't it catch on? You have already heard the synth in today's intro tune. Not my favorite, but I can totally live with that. Let's start this off with an almost fully analog jam. It's great to have filter resonance that doesn't completely mutilate the bass, but things can get a bit nasty in the highs. Others might call that modern. Paraphonic mode can lead to happy little accidents, and the scale functionality makes finding melodies easy. Novation sequencers are versatile and easy to use. Time to hook it up to the OG circuit and push patch flip to the limit. That's a nice setup. I like the streamlined workflow, but it took me a while to get a somewhat balanced sound with a patch flip functionality on 11. I wanna know if the mono station is capable of some more traditional sounds too. In this streaming service original series theme song meets instrumental hip-hop cosmic cartoon music. The mono station is a pleasant surprise to me. Synth engine and sequencer work together in harmony. There are plenty of sound design possibilities, and I didn't know I needed a Novation pad interface on a basic analog mono. This might also explain the criticism and lack of commercial success. In spite of the higher initial price, the synth engine is less sophisticated than that of a base station 2. The concept and UI finesse will not immediately become obvious, and it's not exactly a standalone instrument. Given all that, only two questions remain. Is it time to up my Photoshop game, and do we need more gadgets with a colorful pad interface? Thanks for watching and see you next time! Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Feel free to like, subscribe, become a patron and leave a comment what other kind of gear you would like to see and hear on the show.